settle down a bit, bit of a ovation there. I haven't even started. So, before I dive into the speech today, I want to hit you all with a bit of a disclaimer, okay? So if you're easily offended, all right, okay, now's a good time, okay, to have a bathroom break or go and grab yourself a drink, okay? Because what I'm going to say is all good fun, and it's coming from a place of love, okay? And maybe a bit too much alcohol as well, right? Okay. So if you think you're going to be upset, then you need to blame the groom, okay? Because he picks me as the best man, okay? So it's his fault. Right. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sonny and I'm the best man. In fact, I'm pretty damn sure I'm the best man in the room tonight, but maybe not.
Sorry.
Maybe it's the second best man.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, my job has been really to keep Simon from embarrassing himself over the last few days, and also to help out with various sort of arrangements and activities. Okay. But now I have the honour and privilege to roast the man a little bit, okay, for the next 10, 12 minutes. Before I do that, I would like to give a big shout out to the Sunset Riders over there. Especially Martin, as we mentioned earlier, who kind of did a tap dance really with managing all the finances. Okay, I don't know how he did it, but yeah, you can be my accountant anytime. And also, helping arrange the activities for the day, which we all thoroughly enjoyed. Okay, and finally, also to all those who contributed towards that event and made it such a lovely weekend for Simon, memorable for Simon. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you all know why you're here tonight, right? Okay, it's to celebrate something special, the union of Simon White and the lovely Sue Hiscock. Yeah? You see, when you love someone, it's natural, not demanding. So get ready, tonight, we're going to make this a night to remember. Although, that table over there, okay, I'm not actually sure whether any of you will actually remember anything tomorrow. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's start by giving a big hand to the couple, especially the beautiful pair. Okay, so now where do I begin with Simon White? Yeah? I think first off, we've got to address racial ambiguity, okay, and get that out of the way. Alright, now, the brother has roots in a little island in the West Indies called Montserrat.
Not so little, please, not so little.
Pardon?
Not so little.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you folks, right, that the only thing white in Montserrat is the sand. Okay? So I was really confused when I first met him, alright, and he introduced himself to me, okay, because I was thinking, it's got to be Simon Brown or Simon Black, right? But yeah, something just, yeah. But, I mean, it's like calling a bald guy curly, okay? And in fact, some of you will know that Simon used to have crazy curls, okay, back in the day, with a wet look as well. Yeah. Well, with a wet look. And it could well have been, Lionel Richie, okay, or his long-lost son. Okay. And yeah, I'm waiting for you to belt out that ballad song. Yeah? How does it go?
Maybe later.
Hello? Okay. But hey, I guess none of that matters actually, alright? And the thing is, we all agree that Simon is definitely built like a Greek god. Yeah? And he's larger than life, okay? And not only figuratively speaking, but literally as well. Yeah? I mean, he's pushing close to 7 foot, right? Okay, and we're talking about a dude who could have his own statue in a museum. And honestly speaking, we've we've seen something that looks suspiciously like him in a museum in Madeira, okay? Along with other artifacts and everything, but it was very, very lifelike and looks just like Simon. So we think he is actually a Greek god. Yeah. Now let's get one thing straight, right? When Simon walks into a room, it's not only his height that gets noticed, okay? I'm going to tell you another secret about Simon, okay? And it's going to blow your mind, all right? This man goes full on commando. Yeah, he's full on commando. That's right, no underwear, okay? The jewels are free-ranging. Simon is as cool as a cucumber, okay? In more ways than one. So ladies, if you ever felt a breeze when Simon walks past, now you know why. It's because the extra swing, okay, in his step, and there's extra air conditioning down there. Speaking of ladies, Simon's always been very popular, especially much more than yours truly here. Okay, and he's actually told me in his own words that he's never had to chase at all. Okay, he just shows up and they flop. That's what he told me. Okay, and maybe that was back in the day in Eagles, right, Simon?
Yeah, I might have had a drink when I said that. The truth.
Okay. We'll come back to Simon a bit later. Now let's change gears a little bit and talk about Sue. Okay. So Sue, your name alone doesn't actually is a conversation starter, isn't it? Okay. Is it just me, or that thinks that it sounds like a great name for a law firm? Okay, that deals with fulfills legal dreams. Sue is cop. Yeah. Right? But in today's ceremony, Sue's name officially changes and is now Sue Hiscock White. Okay, so it's definitely going to get some more attention. Okay, and because now it sounds like it's a bit of a late night X-rated movie special. But hey ho. Okay. So I did ask Simon what the secret was this time with you two, and he said you're the first proper normal girlfriend. Okay, so that to me means that all the others have been a bit of a handful, from what I can tell. Okay, or maybe they didn't need a team of therapists or something for their mood swings. Okay, so congratulations, Sue. You've snagged yourself a whole 7 foot of man. Okay, no more ladders needed. Okay, for changing those light bulbs. And love's a beautiful thing. Yeah. So Simon and I go back a long way since childhood. So going back through memory lane a little bit here. We were infants together, Yeading Junior School, Barnhill Comprehensive School, the whole 9 yards. Those times were actually, although you might think in the 70s and 80s growing up was simpler because we didn't have technology and iPhones and things like that. But growing up in those days, going to Barnhill was actually undeniably tough. Okay, I think the Ofsted report for our school was unsatisfactory or urgently needs improvement. Okay, and I think if you look at the Barnhill posse sitting around here, okay, you can see why. Okay, but we came through it all. Kids these days, as I said, they don't know what to do themselves without a smartphone glued to their hand. But we made our own fun, and sometimes that was just kicking a deflated ball down the road, okay, or having a little argument about who's a better player, Dalglish or Tony Curry. Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah. Tony Curry.
Okay, and and we used to, try and sneak into cinemas, watch John Travolta strutting his dance moves, and even try and blag our way to clubs and things like that. That's how it was. Right, when we were growing up. Few pages. Okay. So also clear to remember our teens, Simon. You know, we were 14, 15, and we enjoyed going down the park, okay, Durden's Park.
Low battery.
David and Goliath. Yeah, one in goal, one taking shots. But we learned how to score and hit the target. And I think the current England team could learn from us, yeah, when they play tomorrow. Because if we miss the target, we'd have to go and fetch the ball and bring it back, okay, and then do it all again, which is a bit tiring. We also used to go riding on our bikes. Mine was a standard rally crossbar. Simon, in those days, had a slick red racer, okay, and it had thin white wheels on it. I was always very envious about that, and because his looked like a Ferrari compared to my Datsun, you could say. Yeah. He would be flying down the road, no hands on the handlebars, okay, with me trying to keep up in the behind him. The other thing that keeps us sane is that we have an annual boys trip, okay, that we go on every year. It's called the 3G&G trip. Yeah, 3 guys, 1 goal. Yeah, it's like hitting life's reset button. We pack our bags, forget our worries, and just take off. And we thoroughly sort of enjoy ourselves. It's a bit of a therapy session, and you could say escapism. Okay, but what normally happens is Simon basks in the sun and he's chilling. Okay, and we are all talking and reminiscing about the good old days.
And drinking.
While listening to 80s music and drinking, yeah. Most of the conversations that we have start with, do you remember that time when? Okay, and usually end in some kind of laughter or making some noises that sound like they should be coming from the bathroom. Okay, but don't worry, Simon, whatever is said on those trips stays on those trips. Yeah. Now the other thing we used to do on those trips is also try and look for a sports bar, which wasn't very difficult, and it had enough TVs for us to watch the beautiful game on. Okay, we'd have a pint in one hand and we'd be fueling up with a full English in the other. Okay, and that's how we spent the time. I know we're not getting any younger, but we're still doing these trips. But at least we're not acting our age. Okay, we're trying to enjoy ourselves. I mentioned a few times about the music, and you'd have picked up on the Shalimar lyrics I said earlier, okay? Another fascinating quirk about Simon is that he's stuck in the 80s time bubble, okay? I don't think he can tell you what the latest chart-topping hit is today. Can you?
No.
Can anyone here, does anyone here know? No one. So I thought the youngsters might know, okay? But I think it's Sabrina Carpenter, whoever that is. Okay, but yeah, I mean, you know, back then we had smooth jams. Okay, and as far as Simon's concerned, if it hasn't got a synthesizer in it or some funky bass lines, then he's not interested. Okay. Yeah, it's retro classics, 80s for Simon.
That's the music tonight as well, by the way. So.
Yeah. So if he hears the first beat of a Shalimar song, okay, the man's on the dance floor and he's grooving, his shoulders are grooving already, okay? And yeah, he's on the dance floor faster than you can say, get ready tonight, we're going to make this a night to remember. Some other things about Simon that will never change, okay? And he has another love affair. Ooh, right? Yeah. Okay, don't worry, see. Yeah, that love affair is with football, okay? And it rivals, to be honest with you, any romance that you can think of. Okay, Simon has never stopped playing football. So we were in the school team together back in Barnhill, and since leaving school, he's never stopped, which is astonishing. And even today, he's still kicking the ball around, which is brilliant, really. And Simon actually said to me that if he stops playing football, okay, or has to miss matches, he turns grumpy. Okay? Yeah? So we are all glad, Simon, that you're actually still kicking that ball around, okay? And remaining the happiest man ever. Okay? On a personal note, yeah, I actually stopped playing in my late 20s and early 30s. and life got in the way. We kind of went our separate ways. But then I, got together with Simon again after 15 years. We started playing five-a-side. He dragged me back into the game, and that continued until he moved to Manchester. Okay. And after the games, we would go to the pub and have countless pints and endless packets of crisps. Yeah.
Not countless pints though, because obviously we were driving, so. Yeah.
Okay, 2 pints, right? And it would be until closing time anyway. And what we'd do is analyse the matches and debate the game like Sky Sports pundits. Okay. But seriously, I think we kept the White House pub in Stockley Park, okay, open single-handedly, okay, until we stopped playing. Yeah.
It closed down, didn't it?
Yeah, it closed down after that. So have I mentioned that Simon's a loyal, die-hard Leeds United fan? Okay. Yeah. So year after year, okay, those relegation battles, okay, dodgy refereeing has taken its toll on Simon. Okay. We've noticed that he loses his cool a little bit now when there's a missed offside call, okay, and he's become more pessimistic, all right, with Leeds United's chances every year. Once he even tried to convince me that Jermaine Beckford was world class, but his idol is Eddie Gray. Okay, so some of you may know the Leeds team back then. Okay, his idol was Eddie Gray. And he's practically worshipped, isn't he, in your house? And he's always dreamed of emulating his hero. And Simon actually played at Ellen Road. Nearly said Loftus Road. Oh my gosh! Sorry, wrong club. Yeah. Did you play?
Played Loftus Road as well.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. He's played at Loftus Road as well. All right. But yeah, he played at Ellen Road, and that's definitely one ticks off his bucket list. Okay. However, to be honest, with a man that big, with his height, I'm surprised they didn't mistake him for the official Leeds mascot. You know, that yellow bird thing, right? Okay. Okay. While Simon might not have made the dizzy heights of the Premier League, okay, instead he played the prestigious local Hayes District League. Right? And let me tell you, he was freaking like Eddie Gray at that time. He was unstoppable through those puddles and that mud. Okay, but he was always our Eddie Gray. Okay, and of course, behind every footballer and soul man, there's always there's a loving father as well, and his daughter Jasmine is the apple of his eye. Okay, and. Simon, proof of that is that, he melts into puddles, okay, of love, especially when holding the grandchildren. Bobby, George, Spencer, and Casey. Yeah? Who have been fantastic and absolutely lovely today as well. I think everyone would agree with that. Okay? So that's been one of the strong factors, as well as, meeting Sue, for moving away from London and coming to Manchester. Okay, so enough of the jokes and the stories. Let's put them aside now. Okay, Simon, you found something special with Sue. You've taken the step to tie the knot of matrimony with Sue. We all know that marriage, and it's been said earlier, isn't always sunshine and roses. Yeah, let's face it, life throws curveballs at us, and we have to deal with it. Sometimes it's just about staying in, watching Netflix, having takeaways, arguing over who gets the remote control. Okay, but you know what? That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. Simon's got a new teammate now. Okay, and that's Sue. So the two balance each other out beautifully. Okay, and that's what really makes a perfect and great marriage. Simon the charmer, and the good taste in music, and Sue, the one who's going to tame him and keep him grounded. Yeah, try. Seriously though, you've both grown, Simon, you've grown from the kid trying to score a goal down the park to scoring the ultimate prize in Sue. Everyone here is rooting for you two, and I'm sure the partnership will be as legendary as the Leeds United team of 1972. Yeah? So if you could all get up on your feet, okay? Raise your glasses to the happy couple. I'm sure the future will be loud and passionate, just like match days at Ellen Road, okay? Where Leeds are trying to avoid relegation. May you find endless strength and happiness in each other. Cheers and thank you.
Cheers.